Hey, what's happening? Lee Hayward here, and right now I'm down in Clearwater, Florida with my friend Matt Tennessen.
How's it going?
Hey, and we are down here attending a fitness mastermind event, and he is a natural pro bodybuilder, former bodybuilder. So when did you compete last?
It's been a while since I competed last. It's been
what year?
6 or 7 years. 2013.
2013.
7 years now.
That's not long ago, right? It's been 9 years since I competed last. But anyway, we're down here at Clearwater Fitness now, and we're going to be getting in a workout. Like I said, we've been in seminars for the past few days, right? So this is the first workout I've had in several days. So today we're going to be doing like a total body workout. We're at a new gym, like Clearwater Fitness. I just give you a little tour of the place. It's like a little hole-in-the-wall gym. It's a small spot, but it is an awesome little hardcore gym. And we're just going to be going through a total body workout. And this is something that you can do yourself to get yourself back in shape, build muscle, lose the guts, and get on the right track. So let's get to it.
I always get excited when they have hammer strength equipment.
Yeah.
These plate loaded ones, because when they design them, they put some real thought into the angle.
Yeah.
Keeping the
Totally
tension
agree.
through the entire range of motion, where a lot of machines will lose that.
For sure.
I love doing these.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the hammer strength. Of all the different machines, it's definitely one of the better ones. A little tip too, when you're setting up for a bench press or a chest press like this, set the seat in such a way that your hands are lower than the height of your shoulders. By doing that, it's going to take some of the rotation out of the shoulder, place more of the workload on the chest and the triceps, less strain on the shoulder. So you're actually less likely to get a shoulder injury doing your bench presses or chest presses in this position. So when your hands are down low, it should be right around the nipple line, lower pec area. That's where you want to have the hands in line with your chest. You can tell he's using good, slow, and controlled form here. Not a lot of swinging and jerking, so it's all muscle activation going on. And you'll be surprised when it comes to working all your major muscles, but especially the back. Slow down your cadence, tighten up the form, and you'll actually get more muscle activation in the back versus trying to swing and heave and jerk the weight. When I'm doing sets, I normally like to do 15 reps a set now. Like back in the day, my sweet spot was always like that 8 to 10 rep range. But I found as I've gotten a bit older, a few more aches, pains, and injuries, I like to kind of keep it in the 15 reps. And a little mind trick that I use is instead of counting to 15, I do 3 sets of 5 together. How do you do your reps, Matt?
Definitely higher reps than it used to be.
All right.
Really focused on keeping the tension on the muscle, not hoisting the muscle or the weights around.
Right. So like, what's your rep range for like your go-to rep range? Like, what do you normally do?
I'd say in the 10 to 12.
10 to 12.
6
Okay.
to 8.
Gotcha.
Where I'll do that, but I don't spend as much of my time in those rep ranges. Or if I do, it's maybe the first exercise, and then I'll do a little bit more for the secondary exercises.
I hear you. After a few injuries and all that, higher reps tend to be more time under tension, more hypertrophies geared, and again, less risk of injury because you're not lifting as heavy a weight. So moving on in the workout, going to do some work for the shoulders now, and we're doing a shoulder press machine. And this is a Strive shoulder press machine. I've never used this particular variation, but you can see it almost presses up and back. So it really provides a unique angle, but surprisingly, it's actually quite comfortable. Good stuff, Matt. So you notice in this workout, what we're doing is alternating a press and a pull. So we started off with a horizontal press, horizontal pull. Now we're going to do an overhead press, and then we're going to do an overhead pull. Good stuff. How'd you feel that?
That's good. I like how it changes the tension through the movement, so you still have a lot of tension at the top where normally it gets easier. That's the downfall of most machines.
Right.
It doesn't keep the tension throughout the entire range.
Gotcha.
It's great for some parts of it. This machine helps with that.
Yeah, it's cool. I'll just show you what we're talking about there. This Strive is the brand, it actually has this section, I'll get down here and show you, where you can overload the different ranges of motion. So you can actually overload the middle or overload at the beginning. And that really changes the way the tension feels.
And if you notice, as we're doing these two, it's controlling every inch of the range of motion. There's no hoisting, there's no bouncing off the bottom. Getting full range of motion. That's what it's all about. That's where injuries come from. You get too focused on moving too much weight rather than doing the reps better.
All right, so I'm just going to show the 2 different variations that we did. So the way the machine is supposed to work with these handles.
So this variation does give you a higher end point, but it does kind of mimic the row in the second half of the rep.
That's more the middle back. Like that's more for back thickness because it's a row. Now I'm going to do the variation that Matt just showed. Grab the handles, get my ass off the bench, and kind of straighten my back out more.
So much more of a vertical pull as opposed to horizontal. Hitting those muscles a little bit differently.
I like that actually, like doing them back to back. So then you hit different muscles in the back, but still feel the
Full spectrum.
work the middle back and then more of the pull down for more of the width.
I found it kind of mimics the row that we just did.
Yeah.
So switch that up a little bit. I'm going to try to get fancy and improvise and change the angle.
All right, Matt's going to change it up here. Here we go.
I'm actually going to grip up here so I get a good stretch.
Grab the actual handles of the machine. So he's changed his body position to actually make this a almost like a lat pull down variation instead of a row variation. More of an overhead pull versus a high row. Let me get back here. I'm a bit cramped up here because we're jammed up in the corner here. So there you go. You can get a better angle of the whole thing. Of course, you can see the muscles of Matt's back working there. So it's a good overhead pull variation we got going on.
This time, I'm going to do the vertical pull first, and I'm going to finish with that row. Just
Cool.
get the full
Change it up,
spectrum.
yeah.
And, so when it's a little easier, when
Sure.
I'm more fatigued.
There you go. So again, go to set it up so he sees butts off the bench here. Just look at the body angle. So that is a pull down variation. So his back is straight, his arms are pulling straight overhead. So it's just like a pull down variation. Get the mirror image going on here. Now he's jumping into the using the handle. So again, this is more of a row, a high row, working more of the middle back, the rhomboids. So of course that's something you can experiment with. Like this is our first time at this gym, so we've never used this machine before, and we're just kind of playing around, seeing how it works. How'd that feel? Good? Good pump?
Yeah, so just switch it up and milk it for all it's worth.
Milk it for what it's worth. Awesome. We got swinging rotating handles going on.
As you can see, Lee's keeping tension through the entire range of motion on the pecs.
I like the pec deck because I really get a good contraction in the inner chest. Like a lot of guys say, well, how do you build the inner chest? Well, technically there's no inner chest muscle, it's just the chest. But when you do a pec deck and you got that peak contraction,
Yep.
you really feel that.
Really accentuate.
Most of the tension is right there.
Yep.
So,
Accentuate that squeeze.
yeah, really get that squeeze. So, this feels really good. I gotta say, like this is a small little gym, but all the gear here is like,
Yeah.
it feels good.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing when they were choosing equipment.
Yeah, this place is the old Clearwater Beach Fitness. It was up above the Hulk Hogan shop on Clearwater Beach. Right, I was there
Yeah.
back in 2012. You know, I think it was owned by the Bushwhackers. The guys.
I think it still is one
It
of
still is? Okay,
one of
yeah.
I think Luke.
Right? I mean, they know what they're doing. They got a good spot set up there. There you go. Full stretch, full peak contraction. You can see what I'm talking about there. So you can see his Right when he brings it together, that's when the inner chest is coming. Good peak contraction exercise. Tell by the face the man's working hard. Obviously, when you're doing a pec deck and a reverse pec deck, you're going to be stronger with your chest than you are with your rear delts and upper back. So I'm going to lighten the weight a bit for this one. Again, it's going to vary from machine to machine, but most people are going to be stronger with their pecs than they are with their rear delts and upper back.
Nice. Static hold at the end. Again, milking it for all it's worth.
I love that, to do that at the end. An exercise, especially a peak contraction exercise, really gives it that little extra icing on the cake. Matt's going to adjust the seat, of course, because he's way taller than me. This is a very neglected exercise. Like, a lot of people don't do enough work for their rear delts and upper back. It's one of those muscles that's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. So I encourage you, make sure to work these areas. Like, this is something you can do, but like very frequently. I'll very often do this or do some upper back work, like every single workout, whether it's like as a mobility or as a finisher, part of your warm-up routine or whatever, but make sure that you're doing some regular upper back work. Helps to keep the shoulders in line and in balance, because what often happens, you're doing heavy presses, bench presses, shoulder presses, front delts get overdeveloped, and then the rear delts get neglected. So by doing stuff like this, you help to balance that out over time. So Matt's doing some bicep curls now. There we go. And when we're doing curls like this, we usually start off curling both dumbbells simultaneously. And then as it gets a bit harder, then we'll probably switch to doing alternate curls. But for now, keep them together. Another thing you notice too, Matt's keeping the dumbbells facing up the entire time. That keeps constant tension on the bicep. There he is, doing the alternate variation. Good stuff. We should talk about that. Like, I noticed when you were doing your curls, you kept your palms facing up the entire time.
Yeah, just keep more focus.
You find more tension in the biceps then, right?
Everybody, yes, the bicep flexes the elbow.
Yeah.
But it also rotates.
Supinates, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So to keep it in this position.
Keeps a constant tension there. Right.
So that helps isolate it a little bit better and stress it a little bit more.
Yeah, it's not that one is right or wrong when you're doing this. Like, you can do a supination curl, or you can keep your palms facing up the whole time, or you can keep them, your thumbs facing up in a hammer curl variation as well. That works, but it's just basically different variations of the same exercise going to target different muscle groups.
Yeah, I mean, basically, we included them all in our programming. You just do one for a while, a certain phase, and then you switch to something else. Gotcha. So you avoid plateaus and make sure you're getting full.
Sure. Makes sense.
Work to the area.
Yeah. But it is harder to keep your palms facing up the entire time.
Definitely.
That's the hardest variation.
Yeah, you quickly get to a point where you want to switch it and start moving it around, but you got to stay in the fight.
Stay in the fight.
There you go, and he switches to single arms. Once you get to the point where you can't do two arms anymore, you can switch to single arm and squeeze out a few extra reps.
All right, Matt's jumping in doing a set of push downs. Good stuff. You keep these form nice and strict there. So, of all the different push down variations, the rope is kind of like an isolation of sorts, because it will give you a better peak contraction. You will handle more weight if you were using a straight bar or the easy curl bar attachment. So it's not that one is right or wrong, it's just really personal preference. But today we're focusing on, the rope was already set up, so we're going to use the rope and keep it simple.
If you notice, Lee's elbows aren't migrating forward, back. They're pretty much staying in the same spot. All that's happening is his Arms are straightening and bending. It's keeping all the tension right on the triceps.
I love the rope. You really get a good peak contraction when you use the rope.
Yep.
You can't handle as much weight, but I find I get a better contraction in the triceps.
Absolutely. You're not as restricted to being in one fixed state.
Also easier on the wrists too.
Yep.
So there we go. Just finished up the workout at Clearwater Beach Fitness. Boom, boom, right there. So we did an upper body workout. Basically hit all the major movement patterns. You know, horizontal press, horizontal pull, vertical press, vertical pull, pec deck fly, reverse pec deck, and then finished off with some arm work, curls and extensions. So simple, but I mean that's a total hitting all the major movement patterns. What I'm getting at. I mean, this is the way I normally train. I like to alternate agonist and antagonist movement patterns most of the time. So now next time I go to the gym, I'll do basically the same type of thing for the lower body and the core. Keep it simple. I mean, it doesn't have to be complicated.
Exactly.
How about yourself, Matt? Like, what do you normally do?
Well, same thing, you know, especially when we're traveling like this. You don't know exactly what equipment you're going to have. You just kind of go in there and play around. But if you know, you know what type of movements you're looking for, what areas you want to hit, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just go in there, play, you know, stimulate those muscles. I had no idea what we were doing going in, but I feel like I got a great workout. Definitely got to pump, got to sweat. Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, if you want to check out more videos, like I'm going to have more of them, so make sure to subscribe to the Total Fitness Bodybuilding YouTube channel, right? Check it out. We've got more videos coming your way. If you haven't already done so, make sure to download the Total Fitness Bodybuilding app. There's a whole database of workouts in there. Matt, how can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram,
IG, okay.
Facebook, Matt Tennessen.
search for Matt Tennessen on Instagram and on Facebook. Do you have a YouTube channel?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Get one started. Maybe we'll do that today.
This is Matt's debut to YouTube right here. Okay, on the Total Fitness Bodybuilding YouTube channel. Anyway, guys, have yourself a great one, and I'll be talking to you in my next video. Take care. Over and out.